Eastern Illinois head coach Chris Wilkerson, the team now nationally ranked after improving to 4-1, beating Northwestern State on the road. They're going to come home. They're going to face UT Martin, who's also nationally ranked in an association game this week. So, coach, just some thoughts on your team, and we'll go to some questions.
Yeah, thanks, Kyle. Super excited about the way the guys competed last week. A lot of mistakes in the first half. Sacks, turnovers, and penalties in the red area. Some stuff we got to get very quickly fixed. It was a long trip. It was hot, but the guys continue to believe. And hey, we're in the 10th week in a row right now, including the preseason, and we've got a ways to go before the bye. So certainly excited about our growth as a program and the guys' belief and finding a way has kind of been our MO, and the next person stepping up and a we not me mentality. But we know absolutely this is our greatest test of this season coming up this weekend, hosting a extremely strong UT Martin football team.
Thanks, Coach. If you have a question for Coach, if you let me know down in the chat, then I can call on you and you can unmute yourself. Dan, if you want to go first, so go ahead with your questions.
Thank you, Kyle. So as you just said, UT Martin, very good team. Is Sam Martin probably your biggest concern going in? I think he's had 4 straight 100-yard games and a couple 200.
Sam Franklin, first of all.
Sam Franklin, my apologies. Sam Franklin.
Yes. I know exactly who he is, and absolutely he's the best running back in all of FCS football, maybe one of the top backs in the country, regardless of level. He has been a tremendous football player. He's strong, he's athletic, he's fast. If he finds an opening, he runs away from everybody on the field. So he's a tremendous challenge, but their entire offense, they're the 5th ranked offense in the country right now, the 3rd ranked rushing offense, and they're not an option football team. Everybody talks about the running game in Franklin, but I'll tell you what, Dent is a very capable passer. He's big, he's physical, he can make all the throws. He can run the football. They're very skilled at all the wide receiver positions. And then number 13, Rucker, might be the best blocking wide receiver that I've seen all year. Both tight ends are phenomenal. And, I believe that things start up front. And their offensive line is the most physical, athletic offensive line that we've seen on film all year. So they're going to be a handful. Our defense has got our hands full, and we got to tackle very well. We got to get lined up, and we're going to have to pick and choose. Hey, you're going to be a little better against the pass in this call, and you're going to be a little better against the run in this call, and you're going to have to rally to the others. But they cause a lot of problems for us.
You just mentioned what a challenge it's going to be against their offensive line. Obviously, you've had injuries in the defensive line, and you've had people step up. But I noticed, Trey John went down with that injury again. Sad to see that. I guess what's his status, and I guess the line overall.
Yeah, still, he's probable, I guess, if you will. He didn't really set it back any further, but he did, have some more pain and just wasn't able to protect himself. So we took him out, and he's come back, and he'll continue to rehab this week, and we'll see where he's at. It'll be a game time decision. But other guys have stepped up. We did lose another defensive tackle, for the year. Terrence Simon, unfortunately dislocated his elbow. So he's done. But we had some other guys step in, and redshirt freshman Cole Silzer is a guy that stepped in, and Hotch has certainly done a great job. AJ's done a great job, and Drake Van Hefty continues to provide some explosiveness and some suddenness and playmaking ability inside. So I know Coach Wyatt's working with those guys this week, and they're going to be ready to compete come Saturday at 2:02.
I'm going to ask one more, and then I'll allow others. So MJ Flowers, had the big game 2 weeks ago, but as you've alluded to, he's got so many kind of unnoticed skills. I guess I'd like you to talk about some of those.
Yeah. So MJ, first of all, he's the best blocking back that we have. When he's in there in pass protection, you feel pretty good. If somebody blitzes, he's usually going to pick him up. He's always got a good base. He's physical, explosive on contact, and gives us a chance, gives our quarterback a chance to stand upright. He catches the ball extremely well out of the backfield, understands space. And so, when he's got an area of grass to occupy, does a good job getting in there, settling in. And if the quarterback needs to check it down, as soon as he gets it to him, he does a really good job getting north and south. So, and the other big thing about MJ is he's been a great teammate. He's a guy that's grown a lot in the year and a half that he's been here. And Coach Pugh does a phenomenal job with our backs. And MJ is a guy that has never, whined or complained about who's getting what carries. He just continues to do what all of our guys do, and that's be ready when their number's called. So it's been a privilege to watch him grow. And I'm excited about watching him continue to grow and improve as a football player and as a man.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah, if anybody else has questions, let me know down in the chat. Coach, what has led to your team being so good at forcing turnovers and getting turnovers so far from your opponents this year?
Well, certainly it's something that we emphasize, as a staff, when we finished last season, down at Martin, and you have a chance to analyze what you did well and what you didn't, and where you go from here after year one. The biggest thing that we said was the turnover margin. And we did a pretty good job taking away the football last year, but our offense had way, way, way too many turnovers. And that put our defense in some poor positions. And so it wasn't playing complementary football. So we said, hey, this year, the number one emphasis for our offense was no balls on the ground, meaning, hey, in practice, when we finish a drill, we want to hand the ball to the official. We want to hand the ball to the coach. We don't even want to throw it back. We want to avoid those fumbles and certainly those interceptions. And, sometimes those things do happen, but we have really cut down drastically on that. And then Coach Bignell and his staff have done a phenomenal job continuing to emphasize taking the football away. It's about, again, stealing possessions and giving our offense the ball as many possessions as possible and limiting the number of possessions that our opponents possess the ball. So, it's just an emphasis for us, and we've been fortunate to do that fairly well the first 5 games of the season. But we know that, hey, we're just getting to, this is hump game of the year, I guess, if you will, game 6 of 11. And we've got to continue to do that and continue to grow in a number of other areas.
This rivalry goes back for a while when you and UT Martin both joined the OVC. This is the first time, though, you've both been ranked, I believe, when you've played. So go back to the days when you were playing and they first joined the league too. And how have you seen sort of this rivalry grow as both teams have had, their ebbs and flows of up years and down years and what?
Sure. Yeah, no, when we joined the league in 96 and having a chance to go down there and get to know the people at Martin, Tennessee, small world, Sam McCorkle was the uncle of one of the guys that I coached with for a long time. And he's the interim head coach at Dartmouth College right now, Sam E. McCorkle. And we really got to know each other way back then. And I got to know his uncle. And I always thought they did a very good job. It was a class program. They had struggled a little bit in terms of resources and emphasis. And certainly Coach Simpson has come in and done a phenomenal job. Obviously, he's the dean of the OVC coaches. This is his 18th year. He's 12-5 versus Eastern Illinois University. And I would say that this is by far his most talented football team. He's accomplished a lot, but they are strong all over the place. They're active. They have a firm identity. And he's done just an outstanding job, as the coach and leader of their program. So, but being a part of some of those games has been awesome. Certainly it was an exciting game last year. We just ended up on the short side of the stick, but they were the better football team last year. And we're just excited about the opportunity to be able to compete at home this weekend.
Dan, anything else?
Nope, I think I'm good. Thank you both.
All right, Coach, thanks for your time. Best of luck this weekend. We'll talk to you again next week.
Thanks a million. Go Panthers.